What's good? What's good? What's good? What's going on, good peoples? My good peoples to his good peoples. Thank you so much. This is episode 8 with the Uncommon Rapport. What are some of the things that you want to see manifest in your life in 2022? So let's get to it. Let's get to it. We're going to drop into the backdrop real quick and we're going to see who we got back here. All right, we got our dear brother Gabe in the house. What's
What's
happening,
good?
Gabe?
What's up, y'all? We back and we better 2022. Let's get it.
Absolute, absolute. We got my dear sister Nigel Madison in the building tonight with Truth Out the Bag Radio and Truth Out the Bag podcast. Talk to the peoples now. How you doing? Unmute yourself.
Can you hear me now?
Absolute,
What's
absolute. How
going
you
on,
doing
good
tonight?
peoples? Glad to be here.
Already. And just popped in. Eliza Unique. Unmute yourself. Talk to the peoples. All right. Let's keep this rotation going. On tonight, we have the major question that is, what are you going to do in 2022 for you? How are you going to manifest the things that you believe are in store for you? And that is the question of the night. How are we going to build on this? How are we going to build on this? Let's talk to the people. I'm gonna take it to my co-host, Mr. Gabe Kerber on the end. Let's have him. Let's get
What's
it
going
going
on, y'all?
on, bro.
Listen, that question, that's a deep one. I can go ahead, I can get started for myself. So listen, what are you gonna do in 2022? So when you think about that sentence and that question, think about it this way. What are you going to do in 2022? So we do a lot of talking. You know, we all have our New Year's resolutions that we come up with each year. And you know, like me, I have a lot of things where I say, hey, this year I'm gonna do this. This year I made a whole vision board one year, and some of those things did come to pass. So I would say that, but you know, we do a lot of talking, a lot of like, well, I want to, and I would like to. I would hope to be like this, or hope to do this thing, but we got to understand that we are people. We are, God created us with power in our words, in our mouth. So instead of doing the talking, I can say i'm going to I'm going to step out and become an artist this year. I'm going to motion towards becoming a recording artist this year. So for me, that is what I'm going to do in 2022. You know, because what I know is that I have a voice, and I know that everybody has a voice. We all have voices, but sometimes what my voice can offer to somebody, your voice may not offer to somebody. So I have to understand that I have to put myself out there and do what it is that God would like for me to do. So with that being said, Eliza, what are some things that you plan to do in 2020? So Eliza's not here, so we'll go back to Nigel. Nigel, what are some things that you plan to do in 2022?
Well, bro, I'm just excited about this year just alone for the simple fact that so far everything is just moving forward with the radio station. I launched it in Thanksgiving on
Ooh,
Thanksgiving Day, and today I reached 100 likes on my IG page. So I've been just connecting with a lot of inspirational indie artists, and my goal next is to do the live talk show with the radio show,
mm-hmm.
the radio station, excuse me. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to actually getting my own building this year,
Okay.
um, because I need a studio space where I
Yes.
can record the podcast. I'm doing a relaunch with Truth Out the Bag podcast, and I just need a space where I can record and just be free.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also looking forward to launching my clothing line.
Okay.
Uh, there's a lot of things in the making, bro. It really is. So, those are a few things that I'm looking forward to actually this year.
It's one, it's a lot. Two, that all of it is mad obtainable. And we are
Absolutely.
looking forward to seeing all of this stuff happen because we know what's gonna happen. That's the thing.
I
That's
know
the
that's right.
thing.
We
We
got to
know this
speak it.
gonna happen. It's gonna happen. All of
Yeah,
that.
man. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to you coming into the studio recording.
Yo, hey, listen, I'll be there. Let me know. Let me
Yes,
know.
sir. Like just to be a blessing to you, like
Yeah,
because
I would appreciate it.
oftentimes people they all concerned about the money, the money, the money, the money, and it's not about that all the time.
Yes.
Sometimes we just got to be a blessing
Yeah, that's for sure.
because
That would
everybody may not
definitely
have
be.
the means to pay for studio
That's
time,
true. And
but
and listen, what you said was a mouthful. You know
okay,
what I say? This is the thing. A lot of people who want to become artists, it's not about the fear is no longer there. So it's not the fear. It's like, okay, so funds. That's the big
absolutely,
thing. Like you have to pay to be in someone's studio. You have to pay to get somebody to mix and master
yes, sir,
your song. You have to pay the people to play the music. So
absolutely,
all of that stuff plays a part. You have to pay these people. If you're going to be an indie artist, you have to pay. You have
absolutely.
to
But
pay. You have to.
bro, here at Truth Out the Bag Radio, I don't charge nobody to play their music because God did not put that on my heart to do that.
Amen.
God freely gives, so I freely give. So it's just like, we have a submission standard, of course, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not charging nobody. If anything, I'll be charging for advertising, promoting.
Yeah.
But as far as the play people music, no, I'm not doing that, bro, because I
Right.
just feel like that's highway robbery. You feel me?
For sure. For sure. I agree. I agree. I sincerely agree. All right, we see. I'm gonna turn it back over to Kev. Kev, what are your what are your goals? Not really goals, but what are some things that you're gonna do? You're gonna put into action this year. Kev, you're mute.
I said, well, one of the things that I am going to put forth in action is what I'm putting forth in action. As we
Hey,
speak right now, we're talking about the uncommon report. We're going to grow this thing up. We're going to build and with one brick at a time. I know with common ground, we love to say with common ground, we build it one mic at a time.
that's
But
right.
with this uncommon rapport, meaning it's very uncommon to have a rapport with individuals on a deep level
Yeah.
and understand the next individual's level who is yours. So being uncommon, most people don't correlate with one another like that. They don't build a relationship. They don't have the rapport with the next individual who's doing something great all the time. You have to
Right.
build those things. And like I said, we got to build this thing one brick at a time. That means our hands going to the plow, putting in this labor, putting in these efforts, putting in this motivation, putting in this inspiration, so that we can give this to the people and really let them know that whatever is in 2022, you better do what it's supposed to do for you. Believe that one. Absolutely, absolutely. I've been so excited, so astonished by how God really bestowed His majesty upon this whole year,
Mm.
and it don't even look like what I see in my vision. So we're
Hey,
gonna move towards the vision. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what the reality that looks like, that's when your faith kick in. You
right.
know what I'm saying? Your faith kick in, and it's like, oh man, I'm operating on a whole different way because if I operate on the negative side of what I see in reality, then therefore the outcome is not going to be good.
Mm.
So we have to put forth a little extra energy in order to first deal with reality and execute the things that we want to do.
That's the
We
truth.
got to put in an extra lot of energy. You know what I'm saying?
That
So
is the
we
truth.
got to meet the faith with the works and stay dedicated. Stay dedicated. I love this quote. It's in my wife's book. You may not be motivated every day, but if you discipline, it's gonna get done anyway. And
Yeah.
that's the extra energy we gotta put in. Like, I know I'm going through this, but let me find the means and the ways to really go through this situation. Let me find something that's gonna be peaceful and therapeutic in order for me to still go through this chaotic situation that I'm going through.
Hmm.
Because if not, I'm gonna allow the situation to take control of me. My emotions gonna be off whack. My alignment with God gonna be off whack. My relationship with my people's gonna be off whack. So let's not go that route. Let's take a different one. Let's take the perspective of I know this thing is trying to defeat me, and I know
Hmm.
it's a challenge. A challenge ain't meant to defeat you. It's
Respect.
only to build you. It is only to build you.
Only to
So we
build.
have to take a different perspective and build this thing up one brick at a time with this uncommon report. How y'all doing out there tonight? Go ahead, Gabe. Talk to the people.
Okay, so I do see. I want to go to Eliza, and I see it says Miss Tanya. Hey, Miss Tanya, how you doing?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good. Okay, so Eliza, tell us. Eliza is no longer here. So tell us, Miss Tanya, what are some things that you are planning to do, putting your faith along with those actions, putting that action along with that faith, this year in
Right.
2022.
Well, everything that we do, I think anything that we do is going to be in a faith. And I don't know
Mm,
what your capital R religion might be, but it has to be in a faith because number one, you have to have faith in yourself.
true.
And so, in having that faith for myself, everything that I am doing, which is the promotion of community, the promotion of artists, the promotion of poetry, uh, those are things that I'm doing. I most recently wrote a book, The Little Black Book of Poetry. Uh, yes, I'm going forward in promoting that book, but I'm also going forward in promoting other artists. I do an open mic on live. I'll be doing that again on the 25th of January, and we do that the last Tuesday of every month. And so that's something that I enjoy doing because COVID kind of forced us to do a lot of things different. And I see that you know that and you figured that out too because you're doing it live. So
Hmm.
we've had to do this. So I'm doing it. I also I'll be coming out with a new podcast, The Brown
Okay.
South Girls. It premieres on January 30th, and that'll be
Hey.
along with my daughter KJ. So that's going to be a lot of fun for me. That's something that's new that I'm
Hmm.
going forth and doing because I just felt like it was time. We're a mother daughter duo. I feel like that multi generation conversation for women, for brown girls, and just black women in the culture. I think it's going to be good. I think it's
Mm.
going to be fun. And we're just ready to be out here and just spread messages and have people like yourself and like Kevin and keep spreading the art and spreading the love.
Okay. That sounds like a plan, Miss Tanya. I'm really excited about that. I love that name. That what is it? Brown South Girls.
Yes, Brown
I
South
love
girls.
that name. I love that name. And then you're doing it with your daughter, so that is going to be. I'm excited about that for you and for all of the girls that are going to hear and see that podcast.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. And now, I'm trying to see how to see this layout.
And all of the artists gotta, we've done the Poet House live for we started that in COVID.
Okay.
And so artists, poets, they get to sign up, go to my page, Miss Tanya the Poets page, or my
Okay.
personal page, and they can find out how to be involved. It's just like this, you know.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. I'm excited about all of that. Now, Eliza, I called your name a few times on tonight. What are some of the things that, well, not what are some of the things? Okay, so we all know that we are in a new year. We are in a new year. Um, and last year is now the past. So tell us, what are some of the things that you're deciding to do this year, meaning putting your actions along with the faith that you have in God to progress.
Yeah, sorry, Gabe, for having the worst connection issues. Something
It
is
is
going
fine.
on. Well, it's getting ready to snow really crazy here in New York. So,
Hmm.
for me, definitely, of course, you said it first. You said aside from my faith, it's definitely the actions of doing stuff. So for me, it is taking prompts,
Hmm.
um, and topics. And for me, that's just me trying to push myself outside of my normal comfort zone of sitting down. I'm just writing because I want to write. I have something to say today. So it's challenging myself as a writer to explore other types of poetry, to explore maybe other topics that I don't typically write about that are in my comfort zone.
Hmm.
Pushing myself further, I feel like as an artist to really strengthen my creativity, to strengthen who I am as a poet, as a writer, all in all. Outside of that, just working on my chapbook, which hopefully will be out by September of this year, and working on the EP. So just working. Consistently writing is my goal for this year. Consistently writing. Not even so much shows, but consistently writing, perfecting my craft.
Have you written anything lately?
So I have. I think when I was here last for Common Ground, I was talking about Black in America. Kevin actually challenged me prior to this podcast to write a
They
new
don't
piece,
supposed to know that.
and so I did. I did write a new piece actually today. So yeah, all for new writings.
Let us hear it. What it's like.
Oh gosh. Okay. I can't believe you asked that. It's kind of like, what's my 2022 year gonna be like? What's that like for me? I don't really know. I don't know. But I can say this. I never wanted it as bad as this. Something about being at the bottom makes you want to reach the top by any means necessary. And humbly, I do mean necessary. Because my dream is to be revolutionary. It puts fire in bones. A new ink flow in my pen, a verse in my head, made me want to drop an EP and spit a quick 16. EU is gonna leave a legacy. It's start a revolution or die trying vibe. It's giving me Martin had a dream vibes, but Eliza has a dream too. And it starts every person that looks just like me and you. So I'm focused. It's tunnel vision. I'm typing until my fingers bleed ink on my keys. I'm bringing poetry back to mainstream media. And no, this is not Def Jam, but CG, excuse me, Common Ground is where I got my rebirth to my poetry. So, it definitely means something to me. So these days, I consider myself a phoenix because I burned, baby, I burned. But from the ashes, I rise. I rise, I write. I am my poetry. Nah, my poetry is the evolution of me. Done. And I literally wrote that. I started at 6:45 and finished at 7:01. So y'all, please.
Pew, pew, pew,
Hey guys,
pew.
you heard
Man,
it here
Okay,
first.
sis.
You know what I'm saying? We building out here. You heard how she told you like I set the challenge. I was like, for 2022, what you gonna do? I need you to write something. So I challenged her in her craft in order her to perfect and execute her craft. And you hear how the words came out when it was pronounced tonight. Hey, good people. Summer, you in the house. What's going on? How you doing?
It's a blessing to be here. I just want to say to come back to common grounds, I just feel like it's a firm foundation. Just also been. Can you hear me?
Yes. Muted
Hey,
out.
I wanna say something why her buffering works out, right?
mm,
Um Kevin, you see the way you put that challenge out there, and the question was asked, what are we gonna do in 2022, right?
mm,
And I think that something that we should all challenge ourselves to do is to challenge each other. Do more of that.
That's
Just be
true.
there for each other, push each other, because like everybody has a host of talents. You know, we're doing other things in our lives. We have jobs, we have families. So I feel like when we have somebody who can give us that extra little push, kind of
Mm,
push us and challenge us to do things and to commit ourselves just a little bit more to the art, I think that'll help us go a lot further.
for sure. I sincerely, wholeheartedly agree. Can y'all hear me? I don't know if y'all can hear me.
Yeah, man.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I sincerely, wholeheartedly agree. That is a good part. Having people in the arts and friends in the arts that challenge you is one of the greatest, I think, gifts that to an artist or to anybody in general in any profession. I feel like having a friend or a comrade who challenges you to be and do better. That is like the greatest. I feel like that's the greatest gift that God can give you outside of your family and your children and your dog in life. So I really, really agree, and I definitely am all for that. I'm all for that. I'm one of those people. I always be trying to challenge other people and don't be challenging myself, strangely. But I'm all for that. And I'm all for people challenging me. I would love that. Please challenge me. Please. In 2022, I need a challenge to do. Is Miss Summers back? Can you make it back in? Okay.
So,
I
so
think
look, Gabe.
Huh?
If I may say this, just because y'all know I always have to try to like speak on this because I always tell people that though I have been writing for so long, when
Mm-hmm.
it came to actually performing and taking the stage, taking my first step on the stage, if it had not been for Kevin, I would have, and I say this because I know this, I would have never taken that step to grace the stage. I would have just, it had just been a dream in the back of my head that I've been dreaming since I was like 13. And
Oh,
it
Mm,
would have just stayed a dream. But I had a friend who was like, look, you got this. Come on. Matter of fact, not only do you got this, I have a venue, I have a place for you to come, a platform for you.
mm,
Now what's your excuse? And literally he pushed me even until I got my piece written. Until I was like, all right, Kev, I got the piece. Now where you want me to show up? I'm ready. And so appreciate those people, like to any artists out there, appreciate those people who push you, who get you
mm.
outside of your comfort zone because it is so needed to evolve. It's so needed.
For sure. For sure. Kevin is also another one for me too. I agree with you. Kevin will push you. Kevin is literally like, aside from the many gifts he has, one of the gifts I think he has that is so useful for people is he pushes people. He see you where you are, and he can see. Matter of fact, no, I take that back. He don't see you where you are. He see you far beyond where you are, and he wants you to get to that point. So he just like, if I can like put a gas in the car to get it to go where it needs to go in order for you to go where you need to go. Because Kevin, if you know Kevin, Kevin sees far beyond what you can see. Like Kevin can see far beyond the star. He see the star behind the star, if that makes sense. So yeah, I definitely I'm one of those people, and I want to say Kevin here too. I sincerely appreciate you for that because you did the same thing for me with having me do a set at Common Ground. I was terrified. I was like, yeah, I want to do it, but I'm scared, But you pushing me to do it, and from that day on, it made me realize, okay, I really can, and for real, it made me realize I really can do this. I really can. So yeah, I wanna, flowers, brother. Flowers, brother. Yeah, I appreciate you. You mute. Hey, you're mute. Hey, you're mute.
I said I think y'all trying to get me emotional tonight because I really understood the vision that God sent when He sent me. You know what I'm saying? It was um let me explain what Common Ground is, if I may. Common Ground was an establishment for young believers that probably didn't have too much to do outside of their realm where they was not trying to do too much. So therefore, they utilized these buildings on 544 where old people play bridge at, and they would have shows. They would have local artists and people that came from New Jersey, um, and they would just rock out, but they was rocking out for God,
Mm-hmm.
like at a whole different level than I've ever witnessed with my own eyes of just going to a religious realm such as our churches, mosques, whatever it may be, you know. So I saw that and I said, oh my gosh. I said, these people like they filled up for God and they fueled and it's in a different realm, it's in a different atmosphere. I said, thank you, Lord. At the very moment that I understood what that was, I said, thank you, Lord. And I just worked with the guys. Shouts out to Dale
Yeah.
Hilliard and Jared Wallace for starting the Common Ground. And we branched off a little bit of these leads with the Uncommon Report podcast now. So I owe that to them. They helped me help get established. They helped me perfect. They helped me perfect my craft and my gifting.
Mm.
You know, so shouts out to them, like for real, for real. And we've just seen the transition over a time period because this has been going on since like 2010, 2011,
Yeah.
2009, up in that era. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
been going on for a very long time. So I was grateful that they helped me to utilize my gift set. And that's what I try to bring to other people because somebody gave me an opportunity and a chance to succeed and be successful in something that they ultimately had to believe it was for me as well.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to pass down anything to someone who doesn't recognize, for one, the value of it, how much it holds, and the weight that it costs you to carry out this responsibility. You just don't hand that to anybody. That's like a child almost. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You do not have that brown skinned girl just with anybody.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have that young man with just with anybody. That one right there. What you see him? Yeah, you just don't put them with anybody. So that's a great responsibility that you have.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, if you're willing to relinquish it, because at the time period of transition, it was kind of chaotic. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't understand why they didn't have the time to do the things that we were accustomed to doing. I didn't understand it. But when their lives transitioned, my life transitioned as well. And it was so beautiful, so beautiful. I was like, wow, I get it now. I understand. I have a sense of knowledge and understanding of how the times are. So when we're talking about this year 2022 and what it's going to do for you, you got to make it work. You got to
Yeah.
put forth the effort. You got to put forth the plow. You got to
Yeah.
get in the field and dig and till. You know.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Miss Connie.
Yeah, I agree with what you where you're going here because you've got to be willing to do the homework. You've got to be willing to grow. I mean, for as much as you think that you know, and for much as people can inspire us, or you can be inspired, you gotta put in the homework. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I remember uh, before you started going live, and I remember saying, "Hey, man, you can do this thing. You know, don't overthink it. Start with what you got." Because I kind of got people in towards doing these type of things in terms of putting their lives out, doing lives, doing media, and they want to think too big. They want to look at people who are doing some really big things and they want to jump there first. Well, hey, that's not necessary. you
Mm-hmm.
know Start with your phone if you got a phone. Work your way up to learning how to use some of these apps and some of these platforms that allow you to go live. Use your voice. When you start figuring it out, then you work your way towards getting other little things. You just let that thing grow. Then you get yourself a good mic. Then you decide to get yourself some lights. because all of that is going to come when you decide, and you've got to make that decision that you are going to consistently do it. And all of this stuff really does come down to consistency,
Yeah.
because you could do it a few times if you want to. Anybody can do a live, do a live here, do a live there, but it's gonna be about that consistency, growing your platform. I watch so many people who don't look like us share
Mhm.
with each other and come on each other's lives and support each other's platforms, and they individually and collectively grow. And I feel like those are some things that we can do too. And I feel like often, you might have someone like, well, you know what, I'm doing my thing over here, so I can't do this over there. But you
Mhm.
can. I want us to know that you can do that, and I want to see more of us do that. But do your homework. That's what I always tell people. Don't be afraid to learn something more. And anything that you want to learn to do, especially in this realm, and really almost anything, you can look that up on YouTube, because I promise you, somebody is doing it and they're telling you how they've done it. There's blueprints out there.
Yeah.
So there's nothing that you want to do that you can't do, because the information, how to get started, is there. I promise you.
Miss, when you saying that, I actually had a question for everybody else yet again. I was thinking, you know, for when you said do the homework, I was thinking I was going to ask everybody, okay, so what are some things that in the past, which was last year and years prior to that, what are some things that may have held you back from moving towards the goal, moving towards your purpose, moving towards the things that you know God has for you to do and God has for you in general? I was wondering when you said that. Now I was going to go ahead and I was going to start. I was going to say for me, for sure, procrastination. For sure. All my friends can tell you that I will procrastinate. So I want to leave that. I want to leave that behind me. First of all, I'm getting older. That's kind of irresponsible at this age. Um, so I want to leave that behind because that tool did not serve me in years prior. And I don't want that tool to hinder me in the years to come, even in this year. And also one thing I want to leave behind is that I can't attitude, or I don't know how attitude, or I don't know what to do, how to do. And when you said what you said, as far as do the homework, it just, that was something I was thinking of. Instead of saying I don't know how, finding out how, figuring out where to go, figuring out what to do. I can tell you just this past year, I wanted to be an artist. I want to be an artist. I want to know what it's like and dive into the realm of indie artistry. Um, excuse me. And I went and had a meeting. I had a meeting with an indie artist who did it all herself, and funded everything herself. She kind of basically told me those avenues are, certain little things I need to do in order to move forward in this realm, and all of that stuff. So yeah, so those are the things I'm leaving behind. Procrastination for sure, and for sure I'm leaving behind that I don't know how attitude. So for everyone else, what are those things that you plan to leave behind that was a tool or tools that did not serve you or your purpose years prior? Anybody can go. I see you, Eliza. I see you. I see you. I see you. Yeah, I see you, Naj. Anybody can go.
Well, I guess for me, when I first started my podcast, it was perfection. It's like I felt like everything had to be perfected. I felt like I had to
Mm,
have everything equipment wise. And I remember this was shortly after the pandemic had taken place.
mm,
I had just came from church. It was on a Sunday, and I heard the Holy Spirit so clear in my den, and he basically told me, "Get your equipment, go on that porch, set up, and hit record. And whatever I tell you to speak, you speak it."
mm,
And I did exactly that. I didn't know how to edit no videos because I started off like doing videos, and as I stepped out in faith, of course, the Holy Spirit started leading me, and I found a free software, and he just started guiding me through the process. And I started doing research on gurus of podcasting in the industry, and I connected with this guy by the name of Travis Brown.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh man, I'm like, he giving the whole blueprint. He's laying it down step by step. And I reached out to him for a sponsorship and didn't even really know how to word anything, but I was just being led by the Spirit of God. And I wrote a letter, boom, got a sponsorship. So it was perfection. It was also, I don't know if they gonna like me, but at the same time, it's like, who cares? Because all I can do is be uniquely who God has called me to be. So that was a few things that actually hindered me from going forth at first. And once I started doing it more and more and more, I got comfortable, and I just started researching and connecting with people. Like, truly, that saying where it says, your network is your net worth, is
It's true.
truly like golden, because I just connected with people that love it, and I was following the blueprint that they laid out. To be honest, I shot Kevin over some information about a podcast boot camp. Me and him about to
Okay.
actually be a part of the first week in February. And I'm like,
Okay.
Kev, listen, bro, you gotta be at this boot camp, because this knowledge, this wisdom, this understanding is priceless. And I know you want to take the uncommon rapport and put it out there to different distributions. And I'm like, bro, Travis Brown, this is the brother to connect with. And he was like, I'm in now. So like, yeah, man, we going to this boot camp and it's free, like the sis said, like Sister Tanya said, like, do your research, because you got people that just giving out free information left to right, not even
Mm-hmm.
charging anything. And so you just got to be willing to just put yourself out there.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Oh, and another thing, check this out, y'all. Like, listen, I
Mm-hmm.
knew nothing about this process of starting a radio station. But just last week, I got blessed through a brother of music that I played by the name of Focus on the radio station. He was like, hey, listen, I know a radio personnel who's been doing it 20 plus years, and I'm going to connect you with him. I had a conversation with Buddha Rat out of Florence. And when I tell you, he just
I know
laid
Buddha
down
Rat.
the playbook. Yes, telling me how to do my commercials, just the whole format. And I'm just like, thank you, God, because I'm like, I didn't know exactly how to do that at all. So
Mm.
you just never know who, God gonna allow you to cross the paths of, who's gonna be a blessing to you. You just gotta be willing just to kind of, put yourself out there. And I got a lot of valuable information. And he was like, listen, you can come out to my shows, you can set up, you can interview guests that are here. And I'm like, really? He was like, yeah, sis. And I'm like, oh wow. I'm like, man, perfect timing. God is good for real. Like,
Mm.
for real, for real.
Wow.
So it's happening. It's really happening.
Yeah.
No delays. It's just go for us right now. For
And
real, for real.
like you said, your network
Yes, sir.
is like your network. Wait, how is it? Your network is your network. So that you made that connection just by being a blessing now. Remember, you said you don't music for free.
Yes,
You was
sir.
being a blessing to somebody, and in turn, the knowledge was
Absolutely.
bestowed upon you. See how the thing that's you see y'all see how this do y'all see how this thing work?
Yeah,
Do
bro.
you
It
see
just
how God
unfolds
does it?
like that. That's the beauty of it. That's the kingdom, for real.
I'm trying to tell y'all. Stay connected.
I want to say something. I want to
Mhm.
piggyback off of that and say something else, add something to that.
Yes, ma'am.
Just like there are many people out there, like I said, do your homework, go on YouTube. You got to use your network, but don't be afraid to invest in yourself, because for as much information that you can get from people in terms of, excuse me, a free charge, they're putting it out there. So think about what you're going to get if you buy into the classes.
Mm.
Think about that and ask yourself, you might look at it, a class could be, I don't know, $100 or $300.
Mhm.
But then you have to ask yourself, Am I worth that to me? Am I worth
Mm.
$300? Can I invest that in myself? Because I tell you, you won't go to college and get a degree for $300.
No, no God.
So at some point, beyond the free stuff, there are people who are really giving you a whole lot more information in their
Mm.
courses. So don't be afraid to take courses, and
Mm.
don't be afraid to travel to courses when we can get out here and travel a little more outside of what we've got going on with the COVID situations.
Mm.
Because let's go back to that network. When you're
Mm.
in a room full of people who have some of the same aspirations and who are doing things, and that is where you're building your network. And so you pay to go to those conferences. Invest in yourself.
Yes.
That's absolutely true, sis. Because no lie, that same brother that I got sponsorship from, Travis Brown, he gave me a free ticket to attend Podfest, one of the biggest podcast conferences in the world. And when I tell you, I got so much information, and I got the VIP ticket. I paid $100. I'm like, you know what? This is an investment. I need this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And I mean, it was like one of the best days of my life, because it was like I just got a chance just to connect with so many different people around the world, and get everything that I felt like I needed to, I needed in that moment to really perfect what God had given me. So yeah, you're right. You got to invest in yourself. Absolutely. That is necessary.
Yeah, all of the free stuff. I mean, you can't always want everything free. And
Absolutely.
I think that's what hinder a lot of people. Like, you get to a certain point, but you stay there. That's because you're still in the free zone.
Oh, come
Stop
on,
being
word.
free. You know what I'm saying? Step on up. Put yourself, go a little bit up to the gold. You know what I'm saying? Go to the platinum. Take those
Ha.
VIP chances on yourself if you want to be a VIP.
No, that's right.
But see, the thing is, it's priority. It's about what you're going to prioritize. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's all about what are you going to prioritize in order for you to develop into what it is you see yourself as.
Well, sometimes you just need to be in the room.
Exactly.
Put yourself in the room. Because clearly you don't see yourself yet. And I mean, out of everything that we can see, let's be honest, what can you not see? And that is yourself.
Mm.
And I think that's a lot of the times why people are a little bit doubtful and kind of play themselves a little back, because you can't see yourself. But invest in yourself. Get in the room. You'll see something where you can kind of pattern yourself after. You have to have mentors. You
That's
need to
true.
know who are some of the best people who are doing it. Not to say that, because obviously you can't be them. Everybody can only be their self,
True.
and everybody has their own audience.
You
But
guys can hear me. My audio is like real crazy right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah, we can hear you, bro. Just mute your mic real quick. Let Miss Tony finish. We good.
put yourself in the room. You know, they say birds of a feather flock together.
Mm-hmm.
So where you want to be? Put yourself in there.
Yeah.
Pay for those extra courses. Pay to go to those conferences. Take the trip. Split
That's
it
right.
up
It's
with a
good.
friend. Take a friend. Y'all get a room. I don't know where it's gonna be, but however you got to make it work, make it work.
I agree.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I'm in total agreement with that.
Yeah, you got to put yourself in the environment and the realm of where you want to be in life. If you have a vision of going there, then that means you're probably not there. You see
Mm.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Hmm. For sure.
Physically, we're trying to take our physical bodies and and put them in the realm of what it is that we know is for our lives. That's the only way we're going to be able to succeed those visions and those dreams that we have, execute the plans, the goals, the list, not all this new resolution. You know what I'm saying? Because if you ain't did what you was supposed to do a few years ago, you don't need nothing else new in 2022. You need to continue to do what it is you should have been got done, and I am so grateful. Let me pay another homage to Miss Tiny because she is the very first person who invited me on their live poetry
Wow.
podcast during the time period where the pandemic was acting real rough and real crazy. She's the one who's giving me this as well. And she told me, she said, well, I have this, that, and the third. She said, but you could just do it from your phone. I said, I said, Miss Tanya, thank you. I said, but I needed to look a certain way. I needed to do this. I needed to do that. She said, all right, this is what you want. Then here, she gave me everything that it is that she told me about to execute the plan, right? So I go out and get a few things. Little did I know. It's very simple if you just keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
My mom used to tell me kids all the time.
Hmm.
She say, just keep it simple.
Do it at your level.
Didn't even utilize,
Learn as you grow.
a camera that I have to utilize. Like it's very simple to execute your vision and the dreams and the aspirations that you have. Just use the tools.
Yeah.
Just use the tools. Don't let them get rusty. They can get rained on, but you still got to use them. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? You still got to use them. Absolutely. We got our good brother Bobby T.
Oh, Bobby T.
Okay. Yes, Bobby T is in the house tonight. Can you hear us, brother?
I'm having real bad audio problems. Like y'all sound really, really muzzled right now. So
Oh,
I'm
you
trying
sound
to get
good
that
though.
situated. I don't know
Yeah,
what
you sound
exactly is
good.
going on.
What it
Um,
is in 2022 that
it's
you're gonna do,
crazy.
bro?
Like I can hear you guys talking, but y'all like, you know what I'm saying? It's real crazy. I'm trying to join in, but
Do you have another device on that are you listening to and getting an echo?
that's crazy. Hold on. Yeah, I'm having real bad audio problems, Kev. Hold on one second, man. I'm gonna try to join in one more time, okay? Cool.
Okay.
All right. Let's
Okay.
see what's going on.
All
Okay.
right.
While we're doing that, we got Eliza. Eliza, what are some things that you want to leave it behind? When I say things, I mean like attitudes, mentalities, or things that you applied to yourself that you didn't think was hindering you from moving forward. But they were, and you know they were. It's like no, okay. So let's say this: the knowledge, you know that it was hindering you. I mean, you know, moving forward, it will hinder you if you continue to, you know, operate in it. So, what are some things that you plan on leaving behind in leaving behind in 2021 in other years to move forward and progress in your purpose?
I think that I am. Y'all probably like, oh, Eliza, quiet. But as much as I guess I came here to talk, I also came here to listen as well. So I'm listening to Miss Tanya, and I'm listening to Nigel, and I'm and Kev, and even you, Gabe. And I'm taking that into myself.
Okay.
I think for me as an artist, I'm in a very humble place right now, and I say that because I've had like ups and downs and
Mm-hmm.
high moments and low moments. You know, we talked about booking shows and not going to shows and not having content versus having content. And I think that for me, I think 22, number one, is personal.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think that it's for me, it's about growth. So if there's things I'm leaving behind in 2021, it would be inconsistency.
Same.
I have to be consistent. Um, and I can even go as far as saying my fans need me to be consistent.
Yes.
So honestly, my biggest thing for me this year, it's not even more so leaving anything behind. It's being consistent because I have the drive, I have the determination, I have the skills, and always, in progression. Um,
Mm-hmm.
But it's one thing to have a gift, and even like Kev said, but is it getting rusty? Are you sitting on that gift? What are you
Talk about it.
doing with those gifts? Don't have a gift and let God take that gift away because you're not using it. So I'm in a place where I am cultivating myself.
Okay.
I'm cultivating my gift. I'm being consistent with the things that I need to be consistent. And for me, it's not right now, it's not about being seen or being heard as much as it is writing every day. I have a mentor who we touched on that earlier. Mentors are important. I have a mentor who says, go outside, smell the fresh air, and write for an hour every day. That's the least you could do for your craft. The least you could do. But it's like a muscle. In order for it to get stronger, you have to use it.
That's
In order for
absolutely
my
correct.
writing to get better, to become more in depth, or to have more, whatever it is I want to see progress, I have to be consistent. So my biggest thing this year is consistency, because when you are consistent, everything else is gonna fall in line. When I'm streaming how I should be streaming, I'm gonna meet people who I should meet. When I'm writing how I should be writing, I'll have my book and won't even know it. You
Mm.
know? Um, so for me, consistency, be consistent. Eliza, be consistent. Consistency. Faith without works is dead. So
That's
you can
true.
talk all you want to. You can know what you gotta do. You can know what needs to be done. But if you're not doing it, all of that is irrelevant. I could say every day I'm a poet. But until I'm consistently, effectively writing, consistently, effectively performing, consistently, effectively putting works of art out, what is that? I'm just pen on paper.
Mm.
We have to leave a legacy, build legacies, leave a legacy. But in order to leave a legacy, you have to work. You have to put those feet to work, put those hands to work. You have to do the work. It can't just be a dream. It can't just be mouth action. It has to be work.
Say that.
I hear you. I hear you. I think for me, and everybody has to kind of find that thing that, it's personal,
Mm.
But for me, I feel like I don't have to be that hard on myself. And by that I mean I'm going to get what has to be done. What I'm supposed to do, I know that I will get done,
Mm.
because that's the reason why I'm here. So in saying that, I realize, don't be so hard on yourself. For as much as we have to work, yes, we do, but we also have to rest, because even when you're working, even when you're working those muscles, you work those weights, you tear those muscles, but they're going to build in the rest as well. So I am a writer, and I know I'm a writer. I am a poet, but I don't think that I have to write every day. And that's just for me. But I feel like if I'm not writing every day, I feel like I can read. So I feel like we need to be taking in some art, you know?
Mm.
What are those rest days? I don't want to be so hard on myself to make myself that I have to go, 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 because that's just not a reality. And that in itself set me up personally. I think something like that would set me up to fail, because then I would be too hard on myself. I would feel like, okay, dang, I didn't write today. Oh man, I'm not being consistent, you know? So I feel like, yeah, you know what you got to do. Calendar yourself out, whatever it is that you feel like you want to do, plan your stuff out, however it works for you. But I think we don't have to be that hard on ourselves. I'm a writer. I don't write every day, and I'm not going to write every day. I'm not even going to set myself up for that failure, because I don't find that to be a reality.
I think for me, I think the reason I am in a place where I feel I need to write every day, I think is because I feel like I'm not where I want to be artistically. And so though I do not every day I don't get a piece out. Some days it's like a line or two. But I think that for me, I have to build that consistency so that when I get a phone call that's like, hey, can you do A, B, and C? I'm like, sure. Here we go. Do-do-do-do-do-do. And I think it's just because I don't know. I think maybe I think I'm anal. And I say that because I'm also a step coach. So I'm like, I think it's just me. I need that, like that drive. But I think that's just what I've learned works for me. I think I need that extra
Right.
push, because if not, this is what it is. I'll become lackadaisical.
Mm.
And so I think for me, knowing that I have to keep that mindset, because if not, I'll kind of just let it. I'm a very free spirit. So it'll go in and out and in and out and la la la. And I'm trying to like bring it in, if that makes sense. So
Mm-hmm.
it may not be like this for me all the time, but I think right now it's what's working. I
So
hope I
so
get to the place where I
basically,
can be like you.
no. Well, listen, but there are seasons of that.
Right,
So
exactly.
I can
Yes.
dig what you're saying. So that's the season that you're in.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I hope to be in a season um, where I'm not writing every day, where I've grown and I have matured as a writer. I think that's where I'm at right now, where I'm in the level where I want to mature. I see a goal, I see a finish line, and I'm kind of like, no, you're gonna work until you get it. But I think there will come a point that maybe after this chapbook is out and after I have my EP, then I'll be like, okay, now you can rest.
I can
Like,
hear. Let me tell you something. I can hear the urgency of you wanting to get that out, sis.
hmm
And you're gonna do it because, like, I hear the urgency of you just wanting to put that out so much. And I feel where you are because I'm in my 50s and I just put out my first book. And I've been writing for over 40 years. So when I tell you that I understand what you're saying, I really do. Because I was in a season where I had that urgency of like, hey, I've got to get this done. But that's why I also wanted to communicate with you that don't put too much pressure on yourself because what is to be will be. If you do have that faith, then use it
right.
because it will get done. You will do it. You've already got to drive. So don't overdrive it. You
I
understand what I'm
got you.
saying?
I got you.
Respect.
All right, we see Bobby T is now on. Bobby, can you hear us?
Yeah, man. How you doing, man? Kev, how you doing, man? I had some technical
I'm doing
difficulties
good,
going on a
man.
little earlier, but I'm here now,
Uh,
man.
okay. Bobby T, bro. This is one of the individuals that I met at one of the shows that I helped get established and whatnot. And we exchanged numbers and we stayed in contact over the time period. And the dude is very diligent in working his
Appreciate it,
craft.
man.
I can't remember the stoop. I hit you right back. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that's probably where he at tonight. This is Bobby
Pretty
T.
much so.
Wilson. And
Yeah.
guys, he's a local here. He has a lot of good things and great things in store for our R&B artistry. Go ahead, Bobby T, man. Talk to the people, bro.
How y'all doing? How y'all great folks doing tonight? I'm Bobby T. Nice to meet all of you in the group. Like I said, I came on a little late, man. I had some daddy duties and different things going on. So, and then I had a little technical difficulties with sound and stuff like that. But I'm here now, and it's really good to be here. Really good to have a guy like Kev in your corner. He just kind of met me at the show. We clicked, man, and definitely got some big things in store in the future as far as venues and different things with R&B that we're trying to do in our area, and as well as branching off, man. I just pretty much see ourselves branching off a whole lot with everything that we're trying to do musically, poetry. Music is poetry, so that's one of the reasons why I'm here. Also, I also deal with the artist that bases her music upon poetry. So yeah, we just got a lot of big things in store. I'm also a CEO and first time owner of a record label. So it's climbing. I'm doing my thing with my R&B, and I stay consistent as much as possible. I was listening to Miss Tanya earlier, and some of the things that she was saying, even though I was a little silent and in the background, she made a lot of valid points about certain things about writing and different things like that. Because I'm very, very particular about writing and when I write and how I write and how much I have to keep up to date with writing. Um, as far as music goes, I live and breathe it. That's pretty much just my life. I grew up around it since I was a child. My father, he grew up. I grew up with him. He's a quartet singer. He also sung R&B. He worked with a lot of major artists. Um, and man, I just love it. It's a great gift that God gave us, and I really think don't use it. Don't take it and not use it, man. Just don't ever take it for granted. I had a time where I felt like it was taken from me, but I had to reciprocate the energy and come back to myself and come back to my senses and really realize what I had going on. And I'm putting everything in motion now, so it's really going well, man. It's really really going well, no doubt.
Okay, Bobby. Now since we got you on the main stage, tell us, what are some things this year that you are planning to do? Like,
Oh
when I
man,
say do, I mean putting your actions to faith. So, like, you have the dream and you have the faith.
right, right.
What are some things that you're gonna do to put it in action and you know?
Well, as far as 2022, I have a lot of things that I wanted to accomplish in 2021 as well as 2020. As you all know, we all have hurdles.
Yes,
We all have things that we go through and, stuff thrown in our way to try to, throw us off a pivot. But, you got to remain focused and, put God first with everything that you're doing. But as far as 2022, man, I'm just really trying to elevate as farther than I did in 2021. I wrote an EP called Elevate in 2021, so it was kind of like my 2020 was my coming out. I'm back at it. I'm back doing R&B music. Like I said, I took a real long hiatus from music, and I'm just really putting forth effort into my artists and looking for more R&B artists to work with and really putting more into my craft. I'm becoming a better writer. I'm becoming a better listener. I always listen to other people for guidance because you're never too old to stop learning. You get what I'm
that's
saying?
true.
And
Yeah.
this year, I'm actually coming out with a album called Fear.
Okay.
And what the album is very unorthodox, but what the album is really touching base on different things of what you're scared of doing and just really coming out of your shell. So, which is real ironic that you asked the question of what I'm trying to do in 2022.
Mhm.
Um, Definitely get my artist I'm working with. I have one artist so far. Her name is Samari Rochelle. Really dope artist. I mean, such an amazing person, a beautiful singer, has an amazing voice, and I'm really trying to, really focus on us and what I'm trying to put forth on my label is, just bring more versatility and, more creativity, work on getting my visuals and different things like that. Getting behind a camera is really what I'm working on this year. And just really getting better at my writing, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
really trying to push and push and push because I seen the things that I did without promotion and different things like that. So
Mm.
I know what I can do. So it's all about investing in myself a little bit more, coming a little bit more versatile. Because I always say that I'm. A lot of people say that I'm a great writer.
Mm.
Sometimes we see things, uh, or we don't see things in ourselves that other people see.
Mm.
Um, I prefer myself as a not so much of a good writer. It's just how I sing and critique my music. But a lot of people said I'm a good writer, but I really think I just want to become way more versatile and really get in tune with writing. So every chance that I get, if I'm thinking about something, if I'm humming a song, in the middle of my days, and I remember it, I write it down so that I won't forget, and like Kev said, I'm constantly. I mean, I touched it. I have my own personal studio at home.
Mm.
I'm looking forward to opening a studio somewhere in the area really, really, really soon. I'm in the process of doing that right now with one of my partners that's been in it with me for a long time. He go by the name of Brez. His name's Gerard Alexander,
Okay.
and we're really trying to branch out and really create a studio that where people can come in and be comfortable and just embrace their craft. You know what I'm saying? And you know do the same thing I'm doing. That's on the same path, and just uplifting one another is really, really what it's about. You know what I'm saying? So 2022, I see a lot of things, that I'm really trying to put forth effort to, and just put a lot of things in motion. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah, for sure.
it's definitely gonna be great, man.
For sure.
Gotta claim it.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. We got a few more people that is in the backdrop. We're gonna bring them in and let them explain what 2022 is gonna do for them and what they're gonna do for 2022. We have Brother Kit in the backdrop tonight. Let me see if I can pull Brother Kit up real quick. Don't the guest, Brother Kit. There we go. Unmute. Let's go, brother Kit. How you doing? Hello, brother Kit. I think
Can
he
you,
may be. Can you hear us?
if you can, try to unmute your mic. Look at your mic icon and
Hey,
try to unmute. There we
I
go.
There he
can.
goes.
My bad. How y'all doing?
Okay, brother Kit. How you doing, sir? How you doing, man?
I'm blessed, man. I can't complain.
Absolutely. We ain't trying to hear
Man,
none of
blessed
them
definitely
anyway.
to say it again.
I said we ain't trying to hear no complaints in 2022. We just gonna work through it.
All right. Nah, man,
Yes,
y'all was
sir.
dropping
Yes,
some
sir.
jewels, man. I'm very thankful that Nigel invited me, man. It's a blessing to hear all this wisdom y'all dropping tonight.
So tell us,
So
what
what
are
it
some
is for
things?
2022?
For me, 2022, I think a couple of people have touched on it, on what some of my problem was. I think procrastination and inconsistency is probably the 21. And going into 22, I'm just being in starting off in 22, man. I just really focused, man. Like
Mm,
in 21, I'm not gonna knock 20 or 21. It has been really rough for me. Like I was like on a personal scale, but
mm,
through it being rough, I found myself getting closer with God. So now it's like in this time I've been able to really prioritize things and see what's more important, what's not. Weeded out some, friends and bad company and stuff like that. So, now I'm really, really focused on my craft, my gift, my ministry, which is my music.
mm.
Um, and I'm just really focused on keeping the kingdom first. My artistry company is Go Mode Artistries, which is God over everything. And
Okay.
I'm
That's
about that.
dope,
I'm
man.
about my father's business, straight up. God over everything. God
That's
first
what's up.
before anything else. And like I said, so that's where my mindset is going into 22. As far as like specifics, I can't really say specifics right now,
Mm,
but I will say this: definitely walking in purpose.
okay.
Starting off with on the 29th, I'll be
Mm,
performing. This will be a
yes.
debut performance for me.
Come on,
So
Wow.
kid.
yeah, that kicks it off. I had a small performance a few years ago, but this will be like my first. This will be the first official one. So I'm really excited about that. And like I said, just walking out my purpose, man. I'm finally in a place where I really, I don't know, man. I just really feel like God just weeded out a lot of people. It's been rough for a lot of people, but like for me, I just feel God has been weeding out like a lot of the stuff I've been needing to get rid of,
Yeah,
letting
praise
certain
him.
things surface and be brought to my attention.
Mm.
And now that it's been brought to my attention, I know what to do.
Ain't you thankful for God out here to direct your
Thankful.
path and the way that you should go?
Beyond thankful.
I
Absolutely.
can't.
You said things that uh, that was probably a distraction to him. God weeding those things out of his life in order for him to propel and perpetuate life out here.
He'll do it if you let
That's
him.
the type of God that you need to stay serving for real. Because if he allows you to be able to see that this is really an attack on my life to deflect me from getting to where I need to be at,
Yeah, you hit it on the head.
then he's given so much insight on how to maneuver his playing field um, in this earth realm. Like that's a special type of guidance, and the God factor of it all allows us to know when he's moving us in the right direction, moving towards the vision versus reneging and getting sacked, and we lost some yards on trying to play down the field. You know, I think it's that by the end of football season, we trying to get to the touchdown. You know what I'm saying? But God can block those people that's trying to distract us and psych us from getting to our destination, getting into the end zone in 2022. You know what I'm saying? Like he's able to do it, but you got to give reverence first unto him and then allow him to take you along the process.
So true.
Facts. Can I add one more
And
thing?
there are some people, I'm gonna give it up back to you. Some people do not necessarily want the process of it all, but they want to see all the progression that comes from it. They want to see all of the productivity that comes from it, but they don't want to be processed. Process means that you get thrown in some situations that don't necessarily benefit you, to challenge you, to see how far is it that you're going to go in doing what you know God has called you to do in this 2022. And to my brother, dear kid, go ahead and spit, my brother. Go ahead, unmute yourself.
The only
I really messed that up. I ain't gonna sit here and tell you
oh
no
no, you good.
lie.
You back? You
He
back?
There you go, bro.
he
Let me
allowed
get it
me
right.
to see I needed to move myself out the way because I had a
Okay.
lot of thinking of that, what if they don't like me or what if da 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 da,
Mm.
and the Holy
Uh-huh.
Spirit just got a hold of me and it's like, bruh, it ain't always about you, you know. I'm putting you in that spot so you can bless other people. It's not about you. Move yourself out the way. Do what I ask you to do, and everything will be cool. And that's where I'm on right now. So I'm moving myself out the way. I'm a vessel. Point
Yes.
blank, period.
Yes.
God gave me the
Yes.
gift, the
Yes.
knowledge, all of that. That's through him, and I'm falling back and letting him use me instead of me trying to do what I want to do, and then putting his name on it. You know what I'm saying? Now
Absolutely.
I'm just being a vessel and letting him flow through me like a faucet. You feel me?
Mm.
Yeah. From dirt and water.
The mud. From dirt and water. From the
Go ahead,
mud.
Jay. Talk to the people, man. Yes,
Oh
sir.
no, I mean, so
And we from
that
the swamp though. You know what
from
I'm
the
saying?
swamp.
We're from
Listen,
we from the swamp, you
from the
know?
swamp. From
And
the
then my
swamp.
last name is.
My last name is Curry, so Curry means actually swampy. That's strange. Now that is strange to me. My last name actually means swampy. Like, and if you like curry, hey. But so yeah, man, this has all been so so informative. Not only informative, but inspirational to so many people. I don't have much to say. This was like Miss Tanya was dropping mad gems, mad emeralds, mad rubies, mad
It should be like this.
diamonds, diamonds. She was dropping them. She was just dropping them. And Kev with his foresight, see, and I mean this. I want you to remember this. You see behind the star. You can see far beyond the star. And keep in mind that stars are billions of miles away from each other. So I'll let that sink in. And just everybody with their words and their, what they're deciding to do. I was thinking as everybody was talking, and I was reflecting on, okay, so what would be my word? What would be my word for this year? What would be the thing for me to keep my eyes on this year? And seemed like the repeated theme that's going on this whole month for me has been the dream. um I can always I never really considered that, but for me, I remember so long ago when I was a young child. I was at least 12, 13. No, actually after I got saved, so it was around 15-ish. I remember like having a daydream of me just singing, excuse me, to a crowd, and I was in another country. And in that country, I saw beyond thousands of people. But the thing that was most interesting, not you, Netflix, but the thing that was most interesting was it wasn't me singing; it was them worshiping. So I have to keep my eyes on that goal. My goal is to always, bring pleasure to Christ's heart and fame to his name. And I am a worship leader and that's what I do. And I'm a worshiper. And so to see that, it makes me emotional sometimes because that is what I ultimately want for anything. Like if I have to do anything, my ultimate goal is for people to worship and know God in his truest form. And so, that keeping my eyes on that dream and just keeping my eyes on the dream is something that I'm going to carry into this year. I don't know about you all, but I would love to hear it if you had something or a word or something that you wanted to keep your eyes on this year to move forward into for the rest of your life.
I don't particularly have a word, but what is on my heart that is not going away, and kind of like resonates with what Kev just said prior to this is the process. And the part that is on my heart that I cannot seem to get rid of, is that when meats go through like a curing process,
Mm-hmm.
where like they're salted or whatever different process or procedure they go through. But the reason why we process meats or cure few foods is to elongate the shelf life, okay, to make it last longer. And so with the process of everyone, whether it's artistry, whether it's whatever your life journey is, life process is, um, really look at what you're going through, what you're experiencing, um, and take it as it is strengthening you for the elongation of the end,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you're going through this, whatever it is, you might have missed the show, or maybe this piece didn't come out how you wanted to, this artist didn't show up when they were supposed to. All of this stuff is preparing you to last in the end, to make your process longer, to make your shelf life longer than what it would be. So trust the process, enjoy the process, appreciate the process. That's it.
I would definitely say the word that's been on my heart for a long time. Elevation. All about elevation and growth and just speaking positivity and peace over your life and everything that you're trying to do because without peace and growth and elevation, I mean everything else is just hindering you. And you already got so many things that's hindering you already. Everybody got their personal issues and different things like that. So elevation is key. And in order to elevate, what I'm saying, you gotta separate the two. Uh, when I say the two, the positive and the negative, you gotta separate it. Definitely separate it. Get anything negative away from your life or what you're trying to do, your business, whether I don't care if you're out here, you selling water, you know what I mean? Just get anything negative away from what you're trying to do and what's prospering for you and your life and your family and the people around you, the people that genuinely care about you. You know what I'm saying? Definitely just speak positivity and elevation over anything that you're trying to do. For real. No doubt.
Amen.
Absolute, absolute. I believe we got our sister Summer. She was on the line. Well, let's take it back to now. Let's take it back to now. We've actually had so many different conversations over the years about how God was going to do this thing, right? And we've communicated and connected one another on a certain level. Like there was no distinction of this person ain't for me. It was never that. It was like automatic. You know what I'm saying? Like the connect being straightforward from day one. And we talked about different things of this nature. We even talked about what we're doing now. It seemed like it was so far fetched years ago, but it really wasn't. It seemed like it was so far fetched, but now that our hands get it to be able to be tangible upon it and work the plow. Now expound on how God really gave us this vision before it's like people get a chance to see it.
Man, it's been a long time coming, and just to see everybody present here now is just a testament of what the Father told us. Like, man, I remember about 5 years ago or so, you and I were just talking about how we wanted to have this big concert with all different types of independent artists in Myrtle Beach, and we wanted to get major sponsorships and everything. And this vision is so close, not even so close, it's here right now, because it's like we've came in contact with so many different artists,
Yeah.
far and near, and everyone is readily available to grace that stage. And not only that, but we talked about having our own building, our own business complex. We talked about doing consulting with the artists. Like, we talked about so many different things, bro, and it's happening now. Like, it's happening right now. And I think it's very necessary that we speak those things that are not as if they are. We were
Yes.
speaking life the whole entire time, and as we were speaking life, it was happening in real time. Like, and so I'm just excited, bro. I'm just excited. And for me, my word for this year is freedom and release.
Mm.
Like, no lie, I've had a lot of health challenges
Mm.
since 2019. Excuse me, 2009. And I haven't allowed it to stop me. Of course, there were times in which I had to take breaks. I had to take my rest. But even as I was resting, at times couldn't even get out the bed, I still would keep the dreams and the visions in my mind that God gave me.
Mm.
Even after I couldn't even work in the field that I was used to working in, I still had the dreams and visions in mind. And I'm just like, God, like, bro, how's this gonna go down? Like, what's your plan? But even if I don't understand it in this moment, I still trust you nonetheless. And so I'm seeing it in real time right now. The podcast, the radio station. These are things that I dreamed about doing years ago. It's happening. So, I'm just glad to be in a free place to be who God has called me to be, because sometimes, we allow people to hinder us. We allow what people say about us to stop us, but not this year for me. Sometimes we can invest so much into other people's dreams and visions that we negate ours. Not this year for me. So I'm just excited, man, and I'm just humble because God kept his promise, man. He really did, bro. He really did. And you was talking about how there were individuals that started with you, and a lot of them been weaned out because they didn't believe in the vision. They couldn't see the purpose that God
Mm.
had in store. And they were just trying to ride off of it to elevate themselves. But see, we got to realize that if we pour into others, that's going to be poured back into us.
Mm.
Definitely.
A lot of people don't want to take the time to pour into others, but is an exchange, you know, it's a two-way process. So, man, I'm just excited about the freedom, bro. I'm excited about the freedom that we're going to be able to just breathe and walk even the more what we talked about years ago. But like I said, we spoke it. We kept speaking it no matter what. We kept speaking it no matter what. We kept speaking it. And I think that's key, that we got to speak it.
In the beginning was the word.
There you
And the
go.
word was okay,
And the word was with.
God.
There you go. There you go.
Well, you know, we talked about things that we were going to leave behind,
Mm-hmm.
but I want to just say a couple things that I want to keep. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I want to keep the rest. I want to keep the love, staying in that, you know, we were forced to be within the nucleus of our family. We were forced to rest. We were forced to kind of slow down. So I like the fact that we can get rid of that grind, that constant grind, because we can still be productive and we can still do all of the things that we want to do without thinking that that constant grind is some glorified thing. So I'm going to keep the rest and I'm going to keep the love because it worked for me.
That sounds so poetic, Miss Tanya.
Rest and love.
That sounds so poetic.
That
Absolutely.
that's
Rest
that's
and
powerful
love.
right
It
there.
was
Yes,
powerful.
You know what I'm
yes,
saying? That's
yes, very
powerful.
much
That's
so.
real powerful. I
It's
felt
truth.
that. Yeah, that's truth. Definitely.
Hey Bobby, how much rest you need to be getting, bro?
Man, I need a lot of it. I'm gonna tell you right now.
This dude is a
I'm
workaholic,
a
for real,
very
for real.
man. I'm gonna tell you right now. It's so much on my plate, man. It'll make a regular person crazy. You get what I'm saying? Not gonna get into anything personal, but it's just I do a lot. You know what I'm saying? And rest. I hear it a lot, man. You need to slow down. You need to rest. You need to. But my thing is sometimes I'm like I try to be an overachiever. So
Mm.
you know with me, man, I feel like if nothing's accomplished, if I haven't accomplished something that I'm really really putting effort into, I'm not gonna rest until I do it. And Miss
Mm.
Tanya made a very very valid point just now. Rest. Your body needs rest, your mind needs rest in order for you to reciprocate that energy and put it back into what you're trying to do. So that's real real big. That's why I felt that so much because like you say, man, I'm constantly going. I'm a workaholic. I'm doing this, I'm doing that right here. I'm trying to what I'm saying, get this out right here. And it's just so many things that you know I stick my hands in. Sometimes I just have to fall back and really just give myself that rest and that peace of mind, what I'm saying, to clear my head and think. And I do, what I'm saying? But then I'll be right back up into, getting back to it, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I believe that the true key this year, rest a little bit, what I'm saying? Give it some time, give it effort, and things will fall into place, like we were talking about this. Well, I jumped in late, but a lot of people was talking on here about putting God first with everything. And I even said it
Mm.
myself. You know what I'm saying? God will put those things in place for you. You know what I'm saying? So rest your mind, you know what I'm saying? Clear your head. That way you come up with new creativity, new art, anything that you're doing, you know what I'm saying? Just, rest and peace and, continue to love and pour into other people. Um, Definitely pour into other people. I don't look for recognition when I try to, pour into other people, man. It's that's blessings. You know what I'm saying? That's just the blessing within itself. Just
Mm.
helping other people and just, really, really prospering and showing somebody guidance of stuff and at the same time learning yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of it. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, I felt what she was saying. What I'm saying about the rest part, man. You got to get that rest in. You gotta get that time to yourself sometime too. You know what I mean? Definitely.
And that's for real, man. One of the things that I keep thinking about is Miss Tanya says that she's 52 and we are younger
Yeah.
than her. So she
Yeah.
has the wisdom of the elder, to teach
Mm-hmm.
us the
Right.
way in the sense when it comes to whether this podcast, this poetry learners or V Lane, she's letting you know that she's done this before. So
Hmm.
overexerting yourself don't work for the body. You
Right.
see what I'm saying?
Right.
Though
I'm
the
saying.
young people have the energy, she's letting you know when you overexert, even that youthfulness becomes old. It
Hmm.
wears down and it gets tired because you're going so hard. She's saying,
Yeah.
keep a steady pace
Yeah.
so that you can win the race, not necessarily be the jackrabbit and you still lose in
Hmm.
the end.
Mm.
Yeah,
And
because it give you a whole
Absolutely.
lot more focus, man.
you
Whole
know
lot
the
more focus
Yeah.
when you rest.
when you say that,
Yeah.
when y'all say that, I think about how the jackrabbit is the most popular thing now in this day. If you
Yeah.
hear it now, if you think about it, everybody say, stay on the grind. I got to hustle. I got to get it. I got to stop. I
You
can't
gotta
quit.
keep going.
We ain't sleeping. Sweet, sleep what? We got to get that bag. That's what's being, you know, perpetuated in this season is the jackrabbit, the hair.
Normalize, really.
It's
Yeah.
normalized. Yeah, you got to stay on your
Yeah.
grind. Sleep. Who sleep? Sleep is for the rich.
Yeah.
We got to get it.
Word.
So that is so true. So that what you said, Kev and Miss Tanya, that is so true. Now, see, I need to do a little opposite of. See, I do too much rest. I need to do a little more, work than rest because I rest a lot. And that's my problem. But yeah, so that was definitely a word for sure.
Yeah,
Absolute,
definitely.
absolute. Brother Kid, you still on the line tonight?
Yes, sir. I'm still here.
Absolutely, man. Where you gonna be at January 29th, bro?
Oh, you already know I'm gonna be in Myrtle Beach.
Hey,
You already know.
Absolutely.
don't hit
Going
that
down with
state.
Common Ground.
Already. But see, this is something that people don't really understand. Like we've been doing this thing for numerous of years, and Brother Kit is testifying on his behalf that this is his debut time of even stepping on a stage. Excuse me. We've been doing this for so many years. Like um, we've been putting on these showcases, putting on these shows for so many times, and even the specifics of the name common ground. The ground is the foundation. So we're building foundations for various artists in the area, in the local scene. And we're going to take it to the region and beyond, and to the nation, and then international, and then global. We're gonna build this common ground into something very
Okay.
excellent. Absolutely, absolutely. So, um, you guys have heard it here tonight about everything that we're doing, everything we're putting our efforts to in 2022, and making sure that whatever it is that we need to do, we're going to do. We've given the blueprint on tonight. I want to see you guys at the link below, January 29th. Common
Hey,
Ground is growing up one mic at a time, and our co-host is the feature artist. Is the feature artist of the night.
man, listen.
So you do not want to miss this special grand event of elevation, motivation, inspiration, kicked off even to this brother once again at Common Ground. Meet us at the First Brew Coffee House, 933 Broadway Street, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Talk to him, man.
That's what's
Meet
up.
us there. Beat us there at the Fresh Brew Coffee House, where we're growing up one mic at a time. The show starts at 7:30. If you wanna participate, please do. The fee for participation is $3, and for just general entry without participating is 5. It's a small fee. And also patronize the coffee house. They have amazing pastries, amazing coffee. Listen, every time I go, I get some. I mean, every time. So I would definitely patronize that and
That
be
frap
ready.
though.
Listen, listen, listen. The caramel one. But
Okay.
listen, talk about it now.
I
But yeah,
just
so
started drinking coffee, man.
yo, it's lit, right?
For real.
It's lit over
Yeah,
there,
I'm on
right?
that cappuccino for real though.
Listen, it's lit over there. I learned when I learned the power of coffee. For me, I ain't never turned. I
Yeah,
ain't never looked back. I need that thing.
yeah, man. Early mornings became real rapid. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So I definitely mess with the coffee now, man.
for sure,
I'm
for
talking about.
sure.
I just turned 30 years old in November, and I'm telling you, like, coffee was not my thing. I started with iced coffee, and I have a Keurig here, man, and I just started really
Hey,
using
yeah,
it,
yeah,
man.
he in there.
I be on
He in
it.
there. When you get a Keurig, you
Yes,
in
Yeah, I'm
there.
in there.
sir.
When you get that Keurig, it gets serious, man.
Yeah, you in there.
My brother, hey look,
Yeah.
my brother that got trapped.
You in there. When you got a
Yeah, they
Keurig,
got trapped with
I
it,
know
man.
my man.
it's over.
I
Got to have the fresh vanilla with it and
For
everything, man. So
sure.
yeah,
But
for
listen,
real.
Word.
when you come, I say keep your spirits open. Please come. But keep your spirits open where it's gonna be a night full of everything. I might throw in one of my original pieces. Um, you don't want to miss this, y'all. You don't want to miss this. And also be ready to sing because I'm gonna make y'all sing. So let's go. Let's have fun. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna be lit. We're gonna worship a little. We're gonna sing a little other stuff. I'm probably gonna let y'all in on a personal song that I wrote. But yeah, let's have fun. Let's have fun. Common ground where we're growing up, one mic at a time,
One
baby.
mic at a time, baby. One mic at a
That's
time.
what's
We
up,
are
man.
growing up. Trust and believe on January 29th. Meet us at Common Ground. Doors open up at 6:30. Showtime begins at 7:30. So meet us at the Fresh Brew Coffee House where fresh revolution is brewing. That's
Hey,
at 933 Broadway Street, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. You do not want to
Let's
miss
get it.
this event, guys. You
pull
do
up on
not want to
us.
miss this event. Pull up, have your coffee, bring your friends. I
Hmm.
promise you, we have so many different artists in the building. If you want to follow us on any of our social media, which is Common Ground on Facebook, One Common Ground on Instagram, and Common Ground on Twitter and Snapchat. Guys, you do not want to miss this event. I'm
Don't want to miss
telling
it.
you, it's about to be so
Lit.
ballistic in the sense of the
Lit.
energy. Like you really don't want to miss this one because it's called
That's what's
Spark
up.
Your Faith Volume 2. And I'm telling you, you do not want to miss this
Got him.
event. You don't want to miss this event. You don't want to miss this event. Spark Your Faith Volume 2, Gaybism. You
Hey
don't want to
man,
miss this event,
you
guys.
don't want to
I'm
miss
telling
it.
you.
That's what's up, man. I'll be in
I
the
also want
building.
to say this. Common ground is available for everyone. So you may not sing gospel. You may not rap. Christian. You might not be a Christian rapper. You may sing R&B, or you may rap. You may just rap. Or whatever country. You may sing country. Hey, you may sing folk. Rock. We're open to all of those things. We just ask that you keep it clean. And respect the space. Okay, so please come out, and we would love to hear you. We would love to hear your voice. We would love to hear your art. So do show up. And do participate. That'll be a wonderful thing. And also keep in mind that when you can, that's you stepping out. And leaping, stepping out on faith, and allowing yourself to be exactly who you're called to be. So yeah, meet us there. No matter of fact, beat us there.
No doubt.
Common ground where we growing up one mic at a time. So we're gonna go ahead and say bye to y'all. We had Bobby T here today. We had Nigel. We had Kit. We had Miss Summers. She made an appearance. We had Eliza Unique and Miss Tanya. So many people with so many different gems, so many different walks of life. so many different walks of life and so many people that's going to do great things this year and years to come. So common ground where we're growing
Hey,
up.
look, guys, we're growing up one mic at a time. I love you guys. Keep your focus. Work towards the vision in this 2022 season because if you work towards it, it's gonna meet you. It's gonna meet you. It's definitely gonna meet you in
It's going to be a
2022.
collision.
Its manifestation is going to happen for your life. So work to everything that you got, envision, and make sure that you keep your head held high and your knees low. You'll never fall short. This
Right.
is the Uncommon Rapport with Common Ground, where we're growing up one mic at a time, and we out, peoples. We love you.
And
Hold it down, Kev. Hold it down, my man.